Hello everybody and welcome to Outdoors Britain. In this episode we're going to head down to the golf course permission to see if we can bag a bunny or two for the pot. Only this time I'm pleased to say that I've finally managed to send the 100S in 2.2 off back to the company that fettled it for me last time to have a look at it, and it's now got a new barrel, so hopefully that's now solved the accuracy issue with it, and we'll be able to start using it again, because I must be honest, I do prefer the energy transfer of a 2.2. Anyway, it's Monday now, and I only got the rifle back Friday afternoon, and I haven't been able to test it yet, so that's going to be the first bit of the video. When I say the first bit of the video, I might film it, I might not. I'll see what happens, and yeah, we'll see what conditions are like and how challenging it's going to be. But hopefully, if conditions are on our side down there, I'll try and film it. But if not, I'll let you know how it goes. Anyway, enough of my rambling. I'll see you when we get there. Right, we've landed at the golf course. Now, I've just been around the main car park, and there are a few cars still here, so best thing to do is going to be go and take a little wander up the hill and do our usual safety check, just to make sure the coast is clear before we test out the 2.2. See you in a bit. Well, it looks like all the golf on this side is finished. There is a dog walker over behind these trees here with a couple of dogs. There he is. He or she. Can't quite tell. He, I think. But you can never be too sure these days, so we mustn't assume genders. I'm only joking. Right. So, next thing is going to be back to the car and get a target out and get the 100S out, get it tested and zeroed. I have brought the KT with me just in case for any reason there's something still wrong with the 100S. It won't be a complete bust, because I've got the 177 with me as a backup, just in case. But hopefully, touch wood, the 2.2 is now sorted. It is a little bit breezier than what was forecast, so I've got a feeling this is going to be a bit of a challenge, so I might not film it. I might just crack on and get it done as quick as I can, because we are in probably the last half hour, 45 minutes of daylight now. So enough of my rambling, and back to the car and get on with it. See you in a bit. Right, quick sit rep. That took quite a bit longer than what I was hoping it would, because yeah, it is actually quite breezy down here now, and it was quite a bit of faffing and farting about, but touch wood, we're on, and I'm happy with it. I've just shot well, I'll just show you, it'll be easier if I show you and explain. Right, come round to the boot of the car. Right, now then, this one hole group here, that is 30 yards, 40 yards and 50 yards through the same hole. What is that? The size of my thumbnail, or thereabouts. I think we'll take that. Right, I'm going to get suited and booted and head on out in this, well, it's dusk now, as I'm sure you can tell. And what on earth was that? Oh, somebody on an e-bike riding across the golf course. Right, yeah, so yeah, as you can see, it's pretty much dusk now, and yeah, hopefully with a bit of luck, the next bit of footage you see will be on the pod. See you in a bit. And back to the car for a nice bottle of water. Oh, well, I can honestly say that the 2.2 certainly seems to be on form. I'm absolutely over the moon to get those two. That first one was I can't remember exactly until I look at the footage, but it was somewhere around about my zero. It wasn't much more than 30 odd yards. And that second one was again, I can't remember exactly what it was till I look back at the footage when I edit this video, but it was getting on for 50 yards. It was 48, 50 yards, something like that. Yeah, had a little bit of a spring in it when it got hit, but the younger ones generally do tend to kind of hop and spring a little bit when they get hit, whereas the older ones tend to sort of go over and just sort of twitch a foot. Anyway, yeah, so touch wood, the 2.2 is back on form and stays on form. It's been a long time since I've used it because of its accuracy sort of diminishing the way it did. Yeah, the people that sort of serviced it and supplied and fitted the new barrel for me, they said it was something to do with the original barrel had sort of two tight spots and a very loose spot. They said when they pushed they said when they looked through it, it looked fine. It looked like there was nothing wrong with the barrel at all. But then when they pushed a pellet through it, sort of from the breech end through to the muzzle end, they said it started off really tight, and then almost the whole length of the barrel was really loose, and then it went really tight at the muzzle end again. And he basically explained to me that what he thought was throwing the accuracy off was air leaking past the pellet through the loose section of the barrel and becoming trapped between the pellet head and the pellet skirt, and as it exits the barrel it makes it inconsistent. I do understand the science of what he was talking about, and yeah, he said the new barrel that they've put on, it's very smooth and far more consistent, you know, as when they pushed a pellet through it. So yeah, and like I said, with that group I managed to shoot at 30, 40 and 50 yards. You know, that's pretty good. I think maybe a little tickle with a crowning tool could probably tighten that group up a little bit, and also probably a little bit more practice from me, because obviously it's been a long time since I've used the rifle, so you know, I've been used to the 177, and so yeah, I think there is still a little bit of room for improvement, possibly a little bit on my part, but I think, yeah, like I said, mate, possibly a little recrown, I don't know. But tonight I've been absolutely made up with how it's performed compared to how it was performing with the old barrel. Yeah, so I'm really happy with that. Only the wind's getting up a bit now, and yeah, I think I might just call it quits, but don't know, I'll give it sort of 20 minutes in the car, half hour or something. Oh, hang on, the light's gone out. That's better. But yeah, it's just been really nice to be back out shooting on the golf course permission, because there is actually a reason why I haven't been out shooting for quite a few weeks. I actually broke my toe, and yeah, God, it really hurt. It was one I broke a few years ago, and I broke the same toe again quite recently. And yeah, I just didn't really fancy walking around a 200-acre golf course with a broken toe. But I'm back on my feet now. I'm absolutely fine. And yeah, so yeah, like I said, it's been really nice to be back out. It's been really nice to have the 2.2 back on form. And it's been really nice to bag a couple for the pot. So yeah, no, I think this wind is... I don't think this wind's going to go away. I think when I checked the weather earlier, it did say it was going to pick up as the night went on. And there is rain forecast in this neck of the woods from about 11 o'clock. I don't actually know what the time is now. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it's getting on for 10 o'clock now, so I think yeah, call it quits, quit while we're ahead, and head for home. And I'm home. Wow, what can I say? I'm absolutely over the moon to have the 100S 2.2 back in action and on point. So touch wood, it just stays like it. Yeah, those rabbits are now gutted and skinned by myself and butchered by my beautiful Mrs. Outdoors Britain, and they're now in the freezer waiting to become cooking the game episodes. One thing that I will add this evening is just recently, over the last sort of couple or few months, so about 2 or 3 months, I've been quite worried that I was going to lose the golf course permission, because the course manager, who is my giver of permission, if you like, he's actually been off sick for just over a year, and I was getting worried that I was getting worried that he wasn't going to be coming back to work, and they were going to tell me that my sort of services were no longer required, because quite a long time ago now, the other manager that runs the sort of office side of the club, he actually phoned me up one lunchtime, and they'd had a complaint from a couple of dog walkers who I had asked politely if they could sort of get off the course and go back to the public footpath, because it just simply isn't safe. Of course, turns out they had a friend that worked in the office, and yeah, the other manager was obviously friends with this person that worked in the office, and yeah, I'd always got the impression that he didn't like me very much after that. And I got a phone call from the golf club. Yeah, it was a phone call from just a random number, and I answered it. And yeah, it was the new course manager. There's a guy there, I won't name him, but he's worked there for sort of 35 years, and they've decided to promote him to course manager because the previous course manager isn't coming back to work. And my heart sank, because I thought he was going to tell me he didn't need me to shoot there anymore. And but no, to my surprise, he just basically had a quick chat with me and said, yeah, he explained that the previous course manager wasn't coming back to work, and that he'd now taken over, and just sort of let him know as and when I'm coming over to shoot. And I texted him a day or two later saying that if he's now taken over as course manager, I'm going to need a new up-to-date permission form, you know, one of the sort of Basque template written permission template type things that I'm sure some of you are familiar with. And he said, yeah, sure, and I arranged with him to go and sort of go and pick it up, basically. And when I got there, I didn't know this, but he'd already arranged a meeting with sort of myself, him and the other manager in the office. And I basically had to explain to the manager in the office all the sort of legalities, technicalities, rules and regulations. I had to explain all the general licenses and everything to him, and I think my sort of knowledge of all of those things I've just mentioned, I think that sort of surprised him, that how seriously I do actually take it. And I think that sort of changed his opinion of me a little bit, you know. I think he thought I was an Herbert with an air gun, you know, that had been sort of doing as he pleased, which wasn't quite the case, which he found out in that meeting. So yeah, it was lucky I dressed a little bit smarter to go down there and meet the new course manager, because like I said, I ended up being dragged into quite a long meeting with the other manager. So basically, both managers are happy for me to sort of carry on doing what I've been doing for the last, I've been on there, be 4 years this December. So yeah, that's a huge weight off my mind. So I've still got the permission. Now, on to tonight's dram. Tonight we have Tomatin 12-year-old sherry cask, 40% ABV. Location, Tomatin, Highlands. Age, 12 years. Cask, Oloroso sherry butts. Whiskey info. This sherry cask edition of Tomatin 12 is matured for its full term in Oloroso sherry casks, taking Tomatin's trademark orchard fruit profile and layering sultana and dried stone fruit flavours, along with deeper notes of leather and fudge. Tastes like leather, sultana and apple. Great with Rob Roy cocktail, dried mango and cinnamon donut. Well, I haven't got any of those things, so we're going to try it on its own. First I'll show you the card. If it'll focus, it should do. Now, onto the pouch. Bit of a fiddly one. And into the glass it goes. Well, it's certainly got a lovely colour to it. Oh, that smells nice. Well, cheers. Wow, that is nice. It's can certainly taste the sultana and apple in that. And it does have a strange kind of leathery taste to it. It's kind of hard to explain how, but it has. In fact, if you ever get the chance or opportunity to try the 12-year-old Tomatin Sherry Cask Edition, I highly recommend it. In fact, I highly recommend signing up to the Whisky Me subscription. Now, really hope you've enjoyed this video. That is the end. Thank you for watching.